We live in a world where the spiritual war is invisible to many who are programmed into this system. They know this life as it is and think it should be. The balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine is disturbed by the programming of the parasites who developed jealousy for the divine feminine, which gave birth to the masculine for her protection. The balance and harmony between two inseparable, opposing forces that complement each other, such as day, night, feminine, masculine, and cold, warm, are inextricably linked. The symbol, Taiji, shows that everything is in constant change and connection. Within every yin, black, shadow, lies a little yang, white, light. Yin, black, represents the shadow side, femininity, moon, earth, cold, passivity, tranquility, softness, and receiving. Yang, white, represents the sunny side, masculinity, sun, sky, warmth, activity, speed, hardness, and creation. Dynamic. These energies are not static, but constantly flow into each other, like day and night. Rest, yin, versus yang, action. It's all about finding a balance between these two opposites, as one cannot exist without the other. By regaining our balance, we become more powerfully poised against the spiritual war.
Need our energy to feed themselves. And the vampires literally drain our energy. To maintain power, wealth, and control, they feed the beast with flesh and drink blood. They deceive the people, and demonize everything they create for themselves and to stand in their own power. They poison your thoughts with lies to justify what they do, to keep division and domination under control. They glorify the idea that you are the only intelligent being in existence so that their imaginations and reality can be distorted. We often don't notice it, because they resemble you and me. And they often operate this way.
It won't work out anyway. You're just talking nonsense with your spiritual garbage.
You're crazy!
It's time for you to come back to reality.
Come into your life, or you are born into it, into a family, or you work with it and sit with it in class. The difference between the programmed and the dormant is still difficult to discern. But the masks don't simply stay put. The masks often scream through the heat where truth, the Christ consciousness, speaks out, broken from a spell on its way to a life in heaven on earth of freedom. It then becomes so hot that the mask no longer holds but drops. Because what it came for is to extinguish the flame. The flame radiates light and gives warmth that covers your soul with a warm embrace of love. And that is something that eradicates what it is made of. And that is hate that wants to destroy truth, sincerity, and true love. For love and light betray their hatred of deceit and lies. The truth is now public. All the information you could possibly want is easily found if you looked for it. I think a few of those vampires would have to rip someone alive in front of them and suck the blood from their necks before they'd stand up and think, this isn't the power that should rule my life. And finally see what we're really up against, and who exactly we worship and obey. Of lust are fanned by the monster of distracting fun, dressed as a clown, disguised as a child's friend, who actually prefers to feed you fear so you'll taste better for the beast's sacrifice. Thinking that someone else has lost touch with reality and can't see it because you can't doesn't make it unreal what someone else saw and you didn't. That you can't imagine it is only because you don't see it. Or because you're programmed to think that's only possible in movies. One logical way to think would be, what you weren't there, you didn't see. Your judgment about it stems from your own limitations, where a limit has been placed on your version of credibility. And it's precisely in that area of understanding that there are different levels of awakening. So never judge something you have not seen and never witnessed. This old era under the beast's rule is now coming to an end. And the divine masculine and divine feminine are once again in their power. The balance between the yin and yang energy we both possess, and which we can rebalance, is being restored. Our hearts are opening to the love that we are and from which we come. We come from love, and we are love. You recognize us because we come from love and are loving souls that gives love. We come to create, not to steal or break. We treat everyone with respect. We come to awaken you from a magic spell and free you from the deception, manipulation and lies that rob you of your birthright and make you pay for it, so they can live better and more freely than you and drain your life's energy. We came to let you know that life is free, so take your freedom back. Sometimes you read something that sparks something in your soul and answers a question you've been asking deep inside. Sometimes the answers come from the words of others. Everything we felt and all the thoughts that prompted us to think for ourselves were our salvation. It led us down a rabbit hole, far removed from our own reality, until we saw the green light that drew us in and brought us more knowledge and wisdom. It opened a fascinating path that led us to more truth and wisdom and reminded us who we truly are. We now see how we entered the programming process and exactly where it ended, with programming that hadn't yet been broken. The cycle then repeated, but with a little more experience. Because the memory card of the previous programming wasn't completely erased. In other cases, it was simply fully stored and preserved. All that needed to be done was find the place where you had placed the memory card. Now you see everything as it is again, and you can easily erase the old programming and replace it with new downloads and information. The choice is entirely yours.
Trust your progress and follow your path. It will never lead you astray. It will sometimes hold you back where you still need to learn something. Once you've learned and passed the lesson, you can continue on your path. Whatever happens, know that only one of you can do it as well as you can. Thank you all for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel Nature by Naira's Art. Thank you, and until next time, bye-bye.
For more information about Naira's art productions and contact, you can send email to info@nairasart@gmail.com.
Repeat after me. I am free. I live my life the way I want to. I am protected from all negative energy and people with negative intentions. I see through all the manipulation and stand in my own power, full of loving energy that makes vampires afraid to be near me.